my 40 Days of Hope. I'm Megan DiMartino, and I'm starting a new series. I'm very excited about this. The number 40 is a very, very powerful number in the Word of God, and I realized today it's the first day of Lent, it's the first day of Ramadan, it's the first day, and they're 40 days into Resurrection Sunday. So I decided to start something new. It's a new birth, a new life, and we all need that. And I've been, kind of soul searching in reference for the last few weeks. This is February 20. It's February 16th, no, 18th, February 18th, 2026. And I finished my 30 days of Christmas Eve. And so I've been doing my Propel deep dive where I come on and share basically the foundation of the Propel program of starting, scaling, sustaining, and possibly selling a business, but most importantly, starting and then scaling and then sustaining the business and life of your dreams. So I'm doing that weekly. I'm doing a Propel deep dive with the foundation of the 5 C's: clarity, courage, confidence, commitment, and compassion. So that's the Propel deep dive. And I invite you to join me in the Propel community. Go to propel.megandimartino.com/info, and it is no charge to join the community. And just click on, and you'll receive so much. A daily nugget of inspiration and encouragement from me, a weekly newsletter. We do seminars and virtuals and trainings, and my podcast links are there for the original podcast, Unique Leaders, live, and then the Propel Deep Dive, where I interviewed many people for years. So I'm now segueing into just me and you with the Propel Deep Dive. I'll do interviews as well, but I did one on Monday, actually. No, yesterday. Yesterday was Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever. But I did one yesterday, and it is on my Facebook. So, but I did the Propel Deep Dive on Facebook Live yesterday. I didn't do it here. But I'll be back on YouTube to do it. So subscribe. Hello, hello, that joined me. Welcome to the new, I'm doing a new program, and I'm calling it 40 Days of Hope. And we're going to be together every day. So this is going to be like the 30 days of Christmas and my 75 days of love, hope, and joy that I did this past spring and then summer. And so this is 40 days of hope. And so I'm really excited about this. I've been giving a lot of thought because hope is an imperative understanding and a mindset. Because without hope, we will perish. Without hope, you will do nothing. It's about that over the horizon, knowing that there's hope and infinite possibilities. And so it's just an imperative thing to understand and really marinate on. And that's what we're going to do for these next 40 days, is really understand the importance of hope. Hope is not an emotion. It's not hopium. It's a concrete, faith is the substance of things hoped for. So meaning that it's that visualization, it's that verbalization, and then it will be actualized. It's that manifestation. So it's truly, truly a tangible substance, but you have to know that, and you have to understand that. So I'm just going to start now with the inspiration of spiritual initiative. Now, initiative is taking that step. And so with that step, and I'm going to do a crossover to the Propel program because I can't help it, because I'm always teaching it. But basically, you have to be clear on what you want. Now, it could be saying, today, for the next 40 days, I'm going to get up earlier and walk a mile. It could be that. I started somewhat of a fast-ish thing where I'm not going to Starbucks every day. I started this about 3 weeks ago, and lo and behold, I could do it. But I started that, and then I started hot water with lemon in the morning and olive oil before I go to bed, a teaspoon of that, or a tablespoon, I guess, before I go to bed. And then I do my other whatevers. But I'm doing a kind of a cleanse, if you say, but it's not so much a fast, but I want to take that initiative of working on a cleanse of some sort. I'll probably do a more rigorous cleanse down the road, but this is my initiative into it, okay? So it's making that decision, gaining that clarity. So inspiration of spiritual initiative. Now, I'm sure many of you have heard this story. And hi, guys, Riley, good to see you, and Eric and Lee, and Racer, hi, guys. And so this is the 40 Days of Hope, and I'm Megan DiMartino. And do subscribe because you'll get a notification, and ring that bell and share. Excuse me, because it really will help people, and you know this, I don't have to tell you, but it will help people to find this and find us and join us. So hopefully you guys have been with me before. But anyway, God said to the man with the withered hand. Now you may have heard this story. But Jesus rather said to the man with the withered hand, stretch out your hand. And as soon as he did, his hand was healed. That's Matthew 12:13. But you see, he trusted Jesus. When Jesus said, put out your hand, and he did, then his hand was healed. So it was that act of initiative to take that step, to put his hand out, to have that trust, to know that he didn't know that his hand was going to be healed, but he trusted. Obviously, he had heard of Jesus and his maybe stories about other healings he had done, other things he had done supernaturally, and so he trusted that. So he put his hand out, and because of that faith, as small as a mustard seed, that's what I talked about last week on the Propel Deep Dive, but his hand was healed. So the remarkable thing about spiritual initiative comes from after we do it. That's where the power comes. Meaning, think about your own life. When you have done something that you didn't know you had the strength to do, but you wanted to do it. So I'm going to use a point of, I was talking to someone just tonight about this, so it's fresh in my mind, but in 2009, my husband had a stroke. And, but it wasn't a real serious stroke. It was a small pinprick stroke, right parietal side of his brain. If you had had it, you'd go to physical therapy and it worked through because it was the motor part of your brain. But not him, no. It was like throwing gasoline on a condition that was already brewing there, which was called Lewy body syndrome, which is called Lewy body syndrome, which is a Parkinson's form of dementia. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. This fabulous person became the Hulk because, again, it affects the brain, and it's Parkinson's, so it's a nerve dynamic too. So I'm not going to go into further of the story, but the point is that we were not prepared for it financially, physically, emotionally. He had to go into nursing homes. It was a brutal 2 years, but I knew, as I knew, because I trusted God, that I would get through it, that I would be there for Paul, my husband, and that I grew and learned so much through that season. So it's like I put my hand out. He said, put your hand out. I put my hand out, and it was that bridge to get through that season. Quite frankly, that experience propelled me to so many things that I've done. So now, that was 2011, so that's quite a few years ago, about 18 years ago. And so 15, 16, 17. But basically speaking, I grew and learned so much about myself, about life, about strength, about hope, about faith. Of course, you know, you hear these things. Faith comes by hearing, and hearing the word of God. Truth builds that muscle. But faith is the substance of things hoped for, with evidence not yet seen. I mean, you've heard these things, but until they're tested. So put your hand out, and his hand was healed. So today, I want you to join me on these 40 days and take a notebook or something that you can write down. I mean, you can do it in your phone, but it really, writing something down has that from the brain, it absorbs so much more concretely when you take something physically in your hand and physically write it out. And so I really want to help you own hope. I really want to help you understand the supernatural power of hope, that things will not happen if you don't see them, believe it, take action, hope for it, see it over that horizon. It's never too early or too late to create the life of your dreams. It's not. And so but you have to see it and believe it and trust it. So as Jesus said to the man, put your hand out. And he put his hand out and it was healed. Matthew 12:13. And that's when the power happens, when you have that trust and you live through that experience. I know all of you have had some sort of experience in your life that you knew at the time when you were going through it, that you said, I don't know if I can get through this. I just don't know. How can I function? The man with the withered hand. How can he write? How can he work? They didn't have cars and things of that nature, but meaning that how could he get on his donkey? How can he, guide the donkey? How can he tend his crops? How could he do whatever? I mean, he could have been a shoemaker. He could have been a whatever, but he couldn't do it with a withered hand. And so basically, and he didn't have LifeWave, the non-transdermal stem cell activation patch. We all have dormant stem cells. You need to activate those. That's for another day. With that said, he took that step, he put his hand out, and that's when the power happened. And that's when the power is going to happen with you. And so I just implore you to, whether you come back or not, which I hope you do, because I'm going to be here every night around this time for 40 days, because there's power in the number 40, and I want to be here for you and give you that hope and knowing that there's infinite possibilities. So I'll see you tomorrow, but go to propel.megandimartino.com/info and join me in the Propel community, and do subscribe and ring that bell and invite others to join us every night. And so we'll be here tomorrow night together for the second day of 40 days of hope. Thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you tomorrow. Be blessed.